Last week, Microsoft added 19%. Amazon added 17%. The market looked at AI earnings and decided everything was fine. Here's the number that didn't make the headline. 2 years ago, 9% of big tech's AI spending was paid for with borrowed money. Today it's 32%. Nothing about the technology changed in those 2 years. What changed is where the money comes from. And that is a completely different bet. In 2020, the 5 biggest cloud companies spent $95 billion a year between them on infrastructure. This year, they're on track for about $690 billion. That's roughly 7 times more in 6 years. It's one of the fastest corporate spending ramps in history, and almost none of it existed as a line item before ChatGPT. For most of that ramp, they paid cash. That's the part that just stopped. Here's what paying cash meant. These companies generate enormous operating cash flow. For years, capital spending came out of that, and there was still money left over. That leftover is free cash flow, and it's what funds buybacks, dividends, and everything else. Amazon is committing $200 billion this year. Alphabet, $180. Meta, $125. Microsoft, $120. Oracle, $50. Amazon alone is spending more this year than all 5 spent in 2020, twice over. At that rate, free cash flow across this group is expected to be near zero or negative this year. Every one of them except Alphabet and Microsoft. So the money has to come from somewhere else. And it has. 9% to 32%. In under 2 years, Amazon raised $25 billion in bonds, and it was oversubscribed 2.5 times. Alphabet raised nearly $85 billion in equity in June. The demand to lend them the money is still there. That's not the question. The borrowing is the part you can see. There's about $820 billion of lease commitments across these 5 companies that mostly sits off the balance sheet. Data centers, land, power contracts, 15 to 19-year terms. That's more than their combined total debt of roughly $700 billion. Oracle is the clearest case. Its lease commitments run to about 3 times its entire capital spending guidance for next year. In July, S&P downgraded it from BBB to BBB-. Not a catastrophe. But it's the first time the ratings agencies have priced the build-out as a risk rather than an achievement. None of this means the AI build-out is wrong. The demand looks real, and Amazon's own management says capacity is being sold as fast as it's installed. But a bet funded by profit and a bet funded by debt are not the same bet. One of them can be wrong slowly. The other one has payment dates. The market spent last week pricing the first kind. The financing switched to the second kind about 18 months ago. That's the gap. 9 to 32% in under 2 years, while the story stayed exactly the same. Numbers are in the description. Sources too.